morning of day 3, and I'm on my glassing spot close to where I saw those 4 does and that buck yesterday. I've glassed up several antelope and a couple mule deer already, but I mean, I could barely see them in the binoculars. They were so far away. We'll, like I said, give it till noon, and then we'll head over to the old tried and true and see if we can't get something there. A little bit of nature's artwork. I have no idea what's making those trails, but kind of cool. Alright, we got camp all packed up, and we're gonna head over to the west side of this public ground where I've had my best luck in the past. So new location, hopefully new luck. Well, welcome to camp number 2. Got a nice little spot here. Got the old tent back there. Got the grill, cooking station, nice picnic table. We got the clothes drying rack here. Just got back, so all the clothes are nice and wet and sweaty. So I'm gonna dry them out and then spray them down with scent killer. Try and freshen them up a little bit. So yeah, but this is camp number 2 and probably the final camp. Looks like just one lone doe. Hopefully that's a good sign for the night. I'm gonna have to share that with a guy back at camp. We're going out tonight for the evening of day 3. And feeling pretty good about it. My spirits are up a little bit from what they have been, simply because of the fact that I'm in an area I know. This is where we've hunted a lot in the past, and I've always seen deer and antelope. So kind of excited to get back in here. Talking to a couple other guys back at the new camp. Said they haven't been seeing a whole lot of anything. And they said it's been super dry, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Got me apprehensive, but like I said, this is the old tried and true spot, and I'm only a few hundred yards from the truck and already spotted an antelope, so looking good to me. We'll see how the rest of the night goes. I was creeping in here nice and slow, and they never heard me, but I made eye contact with the doe at about 10 yards. She bounded off to about 70, and then I heard another one take off, and it looked like a small fork or a spike. So damn close. I think the only way I would have had a shot if I come walking in here with an arrow knocked, but they're in here. I like it. Well, let's get to our glassing spot. Alright, this is what we're going to be watching over tonight. Alright, just got settled into my little glassing spot on the side of this big hill here, and I'm several feet below the top of it, so I won't be silhouetted we'll sit here tonight and hopefully get into some action. Alright, right at the bottom right corner of that bush, there's one deer. And then we got some more right there. And they're headed our way. Coming right at us. Boy, I tell you, if I didn't have had luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. I was sitting there, I spotted 3 mule deer doe coming right at me, and I noticed no rangefinder. When I thought I slipped it in my pouch when I was filming that buck and a doe earlier, it landed on the ground, so I bailed on the 3 does, came back searching, went back, scoured the area, and luckily I found it. So it's been kind of a shit show, but I'll get things straightened out sooner or later. I'll go back, grab my bow and everything, and then I'll just grab another vantage point and start glassing and pick up where we left off. Alright, I'm just taking a break here, resting. I spotted a group of 6 deer this morning, and they were quite a ways out. They were basically on the skyline, so I couldn't tell what they were. So I took off after them. You know, it's getting down to the end of the wire. I got to try and make something happen. So, and I had them spotted just up over this knoll behind me here, and was sitting here just watching them, trying to figure out how I could get closer. And I don't know if they were able to see the bill of my hat or something sticking up over the brush, but they got up and they knew something wasn't right, and so they took off walking and went up and over the hill. So I'm going to give them a little bit, calm down. Then I'm going to go over there and take a peek and see if I can get back on them. Alright, just right on that bench below that hill is where they are, all 6 were bedded. Ranged it at 177 yards. And you can tell they like to bed in an area that it's just hard to get within range. You can see that or not, that's a little baby rattlesnake. They are out here. First one I've ever seen. And there's a bed from one of them. Well, it's getting to be, I think, around 10:30 now. 10 o'clock. And I haven't seen anything glassing from up here. So I think I'm going to start making the walk of shame back to camp. This would be stock number 3 fail. Something's got to go right sooner or later. But if not, I'm enjoying the challenge. It's fun. You do get discouraging at times, but it's still fun. Yeah, well, just got back from this morning's hunt. It is Monday morning, so my 4th day out here. And saw those 6 deer this morning. Ended up being 4 does and 2 bucks, a fork, and a 3x2. And clocked it in 7 miles is what I've done so far, out and back. So hopefully we get it done tonight or tomorrow morning. So we'll see how the rest of the trip goes. I've got a doe bedded up there. Perfect position. I'm gonna have to go back down a little bit, get on that side hill over there, come in from the top. The wind's blowing right in my face, and there's 3 cedar trees right behind her I can use for cover. Let's make it happen. Be right at the base of the smallest tree to the left. Right there. Alright, I'm going to ditch this camera and leave it right here, and I'm going to make my trek around. Shit. didn't turn out so good. I got to 50 yards, and the one happened to stand up and looked right at me. I only saw one the whole time. I never knew there was that many, so close. If she wouldn't have just picked her head up, I could have took a shot at 50 yards here. So frustrating. Well, number 4, fail. Let's get to our glassing spot. I don't know if you can see this too well. That looks like where a deer was bedded, and it still has wet foam saliva. They've got to be hot also. Alright, we got one spotted. It's ways out there. Probably wait a minute or two, see what it does. Alright, my other dilemma is it's almost 7. So I think it's going to be start getting dark by the time I make it over there. Looks like there might be a couple of them now. Whoops, sorry about that again. Yeah, it looks like 2 of them, and they're working away from me. God, I don't know if I got the energy to run that far. I'm going to wait a little bit. If they stay there or start coming back this way, I may take off. Otherwise, I don't know. That's a heck of a jaunt this late in the evening. Looks like a doe and a yearling. I hope something pops up closer. I think I'm going to pass on them too. The way I keep looking at it, I don't know if I can even get into a possible spot. They don't look in the best spot. On top of the hill like that, they'd be able to see me coming well before I got in range. Well, came close tonight. Got to 48 yards is when I clicked on that tree that doe was right next to. It read 48 yards, so that all I needed was for her not to look at me, and 2, I just needed a couple more steps to where I could stand up and get a full shot of her vitals. All I could see was the top of her back and her head, so. But another close one, and was able to get close in on them. Just haven't been able to close the deal yet, but still a win, so. Gonna have some boneless pork chops tonight on the grill here, and have a beer or 2 with it, and then call it a night, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. So alright, got camp all torn down, and I'm gonna start heading for home. Overall, it's been a pretty good week. Seen deer every time out. Had 4 or 5 stalks. Got 48 yards on one. Saw more bucks than I've ever seen before. And that first 2x2 I saw, for me personally, that's the biggest buck I've ever seen out here. So there are some bigger ones, but they are tough to find. So you're not going to see them every day. So yeah, just to recap, if you're thinking about coming out to western Nebraska, get your license online and print it off yourself before you go would be my recommendation, because you cannot buy them at Walmart or any other licensed vendor, only at the Game and Parks Commission, which, you know, they close at 5, so depending on where you're going to go, if you're not there by 5, you're going to have to burn a night in town waiting for them to open up again the next morning like I did. Check every year with your Game and Parks Commission also on any changes in the regulations. This year here they changed it to where just about all the major national forests in big mule deer public ground areas have all been switched to buck only. And I think I got one of the only national forests that still allows you to shoot does. So I had multiple opportunities, and I've been to a couple others, and the deer are just like you saw here, far and few in between. So if you want to fill your tag, do your research, make sure you can shoot a doe at least. Always watch where you sit. They got the nasty cactuses out here and the rattlesnakes. Saw my first one this week. So, but other than that, do a lot of glassing, and odds are you're going to have to take off on a mile hike at least to get close to one after you spot it. Seems like they're never right on top of you when you see them. I had a couple that I got lucky on, but majority of the time they're going to be way out there. So I hope you guys like this video enough to hit the old subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot, guys.